Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. This is Racquel Palmisi. I'm very glad to be here today. We're starting to call in a stream of consciousness. Thank you for being with me. So let's drop in together, shall we? Feel an anchor dropping through you deep into the earth. Feel yourself present together with me as we create an energy field together to be in, to thrive in, to grow in, evolve in, to let go of old ideas that are clinging to us, to understand that the past has already happened. It's done. That the future is creating itself in every breath and every moment that we live, and every breath that we take. So I feel you there. I thank you for joining me today. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see who you are, but I love you and appreciate you, and I will enjoy seeing your names when I put my glasses back on. But right now, I am looking inward. I'm calling in a stream of consciousness that has been with me for days, not revealing itself very much. And here it is. Consciousness, as it flows in, has a feeling of opening me. It has a feeling of largesse and generosity. It has a feeling of wanting to share itself. The stream of consciousness seeks to find the vessel that will be able to hold it and express and share. And sometimes it's meant not to be shared. Probably way more than half of what I receive do I ever talk about. I have to be careful to check with Spirit and make sure that it's ready to be shared. And this is what I'm doing. So I'd like to welcome you to my home. I've been doing the last few Wisdom Wednesdays from here. As I sit here, you may, I'm not sure if on Instagram you can see this, but on Facebook you can. My two friends here above me is, and on the sides is a montage of St. Francis that was done by an artist in Joshua Tree. You can see his cross there. This is a very beautiful, I wish I could show you the whole thing. And the energy of St. Francis, of course, permeates me from the back of my heart as I speak to you. You might be able to feel it emanating out of me. That love of planet, of animals, of nature, of all beings that he represents so beautifully, and so much more. So my life is a very eclectic one. From the time I can ever remember over these past 73 years that I've been on the planet, I have always been an incredibly curious person. Never feeling comfortable getting stuck in any one spot for very long. I've always been attracted through my curiosity. What's that? What's that? What do you mean by what you're saying? What is that over there? So that curiosity has opened me to a very great number of things. And if you looked around my house, you would see all kinds of representations of different types of art, different types of craft, different colors all coming together, a red wall, yellow wall. gifts from people, crazy looking plants. This plant over here, wait, over there, that is a vase of beautiful feathers. I'm pointing this out to you because I feel that my love of the variety that exists in life has opened me to a great many thoughts and studies and people. It has also allowed me to not be in judgment very much of anyone, but rather to be curious about what they're up to find out what it means. And I can't say I translated that very well to academic pursuits. I wish I had, but maybe I don't wish I had. It's the school of life that has been a teacher for me more than the classroom over the years. But boy, what a teacher. It's really nice to not get stuck in bubbles or to have to identify myself as any particular type of person. If you looked at my wardrobe, you'd see all kinds of different things. I can flow easily into different ways of being. Lots of costumes, lots of personas, lots of different ways of being. And I cherish that about my life. It was not comfortable for many years, and now I find it to be really, really a wonderful way to look back at 7 decades, 7.5 almost decades of living and see the richness of all that I have experienced and still do every day. Is a grand adventure to me, and every session I have, every person I work with, every workshop that I facilitate is completely full of wonder to me. I am amazed at what you bring as I open to be a translator for your spirit and what your spirit is trying to say to you and open in you. If I'm good at anything, I'm good at helping make that bridge between your human self and your spirit self as it integrates, and as I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. So as my anchor is dropping, my heart is opening to you, to the world around you, to those beings that are in your orbit. Thank you, whoever just sent that heart floating up on Instagram. That's beautiful. My heart opens to you and all that the beings in your life and the unseen beings that are involved in your life are also present here in this energy field with us. You can feel it. This is not a difficult stretch. If you project your heart and your mind out into your world, you can feel the presence of your family, of the people that you know, your friends, your mate maybe, your children perhaps. You feel the presence of them in your life right now with some kind of ears, some kind of opening. They are present right here with you on an energetic level. And from there, we go out into the greater community, into your communities, that you can feel present with you as well. My community of South Orange County in California here is one of very conservative politics in general, and there's a lot of contention going on about face masks and politics and people thinking they're right about things, and I can feel that energy present with me. But because I am such an eclectic thinker, I may not agree with what a lot of these folks are saying at all, but I am willing to allow them into my orbit. I don't want to exclude them. I don't want to be in a bubble. And I would like you to feel into this right now for yourself. What do you exclude? What do you not want any part of? What do you just kind of automatically go into judgment about, or laugh at, or mock, or get all arrogant and uppy because you think you know better? Look at the walls that you build to partition yourself off from sometimes most of the world. The desire, that thing that we do to put ourselves in silos, is probably one of the most dangerous things that we do. And I say dangerous because it is not life nurturing, it is life suffocating. Those silos, they get smaller and smaller, and they can tend to exclude more and more people, ideas, adventures. As you go through life, they can tend to limit so much of our experience that we end up barely experiencing anything. I smile every time I look at my two friends here. I have many more. So if you will open beyond your own limiting thinking right now, if you will open your heart to your world, think of those that are almost in your orbit that you have separated out from. Think of those that you have thrown away. Think of ideas that you haven't even given a second thought to because they don't fit into your frame of reference. It's really important. I have to work on it every day to stay open, and it's hard right now because as everybody is aware, we are really polarized. And we're polarized because we have nurtured one thing in ourselves, and that is to separate ourselves from those we don't agree with. This is fear-based thinking, pure and simple. We're afraid to get swallowed up into something. We're afraid. And most of the way that we go through life is based on fear. And what is opening to me in this moment is based on something that my husband said this morning, reading some headline in the paper. And he said, you know, I think that life is just a series of tests. And perhaps he was thinking of his own life that has had challenges, continues to have challenges, physical mostly. But looking at life as a series of tests is a beautiful way to go through life. When I talked about letting down our walls, of coming out of our silos, that is a test. Are we willing? As creation looks at us and says, what is possible with this human? How far can she go? How far can he go? How far are they willing to expand and evolve in this life? Or are they simply trying to get through it? Are they just striving to be as comfortable as they can? Or are they willing to be tested? Are they willing to come up against their edge? Are they willing to push out the frontiers of their thinking, of their lives? Are they willing to take chances? Are they willing to come before an unknown audience, unscripted, and trust that the stream of consciousness coming through is true and is exactly what people need to hear? Life as a test. Are you willing to be tested? And be careful about saying yes. Because if you begin to look at life as a series of tests, you are agreeing to be challenged by life. And it's unknown what might come to you. What might challenge you. What you might suddenly find yourself saying yes to. A farm in Costa Rica, really? Leave right now, get in my car, and drive somewhere, Utah? Now? Right now? Okay. Am I willing in this time of solitude, of lockdown in some ways? Am I willing to take advantage of this time to push myself instead of just putting myself in a waiting game until we get back to normal? Am I willing to try something new? Learn a language. Learn something. Volunteer on a hotline. Am I willing to push my boundaries, get into a conversation, a real conversation with someone whose ideas are different than mine? And am I willing to process the fear and contempt that might come up in me, the judgments and the rotten feeling energy that I'll hold when I hear the words coming from that person? Am I willing to process that, to breathe into it, to let go of my need to be right? Not necessarily argue with that person. Life is a test. As we are a reflection of that which created us, we can feel the energy exchange, that who we are and what we are is reflected back to us from creation itself. This is a symbiotic relationship. Think about it, feel it. A symbiotic relationship that grows and creates itself according to what we're willing to put into it. This is really important for me to try to get across to you. I feel the energy coming from so many forms of life in so many places, in so many galaxies, trying to come here into this world, this material world, and open us to a knowledge that who we are is a reflection of that which created us and animates that creation. And what's amazing to me is that there are so many beings that are beginning to understand that. It's coming to them in downloads, individually, regardless of what I say. And they'll say, wow, Racquel, I've just been thinking about that. I've just been in meditation and feeling that as I grow, as I say yes deeper and go higher and open myself more and feel the stream of creation coming through me, that yes, I am creation and creation is me, and we are mutually dependent upon each other. And that is the meaning of life. It is a symbiotic relationship, and therefore life as a test to see how far we are willing to open on every level. How big is our yes? Will we surrender to being tested, to being challenged by life in every moment? Even the really hard stuff, even a physical illness. Are we willing to be challenged by this kind of low-level depression that is permeating the planet right now with this COVID-19 pandemic and the quiet isolation that we're being called into? Are you willing to take the journey, ride the wave of this? Or are we wanting to pull the blankets over our heads and just wait it out? Will we take the challenge of it and grow with it and feel our place in it? Will we even ask the universe for some prompts to inspire us? I don't know if you can hear the geese that are flying over here. It's very funny, very noisy. What will catch your attention in this moment? The test, the challenges come when we're willing to employ all of our senses. When we're willing to open our 5 senses and then other senses. Our intuitive senses also. So our sight, smell, sound, feel. But then also our intuition, our kinesthetic, energetic senses, our heart knowing. And so many more dimensions. Are we willing to tap into all of that and open to be challenged on all these different levels at one time? I hope you're a yes. I hope that you will join me in this. I hope that together we can create and recreate and rebirth and keep birthing an evolutionary type of living that lasts until our very last breath here, of opening, feeling everything, and then letting it flow through us. Not holding, not needing to be right. Not even needing to know a lot, but having the experiential experience of it. Learning how to speak it just as I'm learning in this moment with you. Please join me. And if anything is in the way of it, if anything is trying to stunt your growth, let it go. If you can't let it go, call me or call someone who can guide you, who can hold the lantern up a couple of inches along the path that will light your way for you. That's our job as healers and guides. So lots of love to you. I feel you. I thank you for being with me. Lots of love, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.